What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to JJD TV. I'm your host, Josh, and we are here for our 5 takeaways, a segment we do after each and every Borussia Dortmund game where we take a look at the match, pick our 5 biggest takeaways, and discuss them here. So if you guys are new to the channel, be sure to drop a like on the episode, drop a sub as well. We're getting very close to 6,000 subscribers, and let's get into the video now. Alright guys, so after a disastrous midweek European performance, Dortmund had the opportunity to bounce back at the weekend away to Arminia Bielefeld, and they did just that with a big 3-1 victory. So now it's time to dive into my 5 takeaways, and my first takeaway, the obvious one, was a lot of the fan base was kind of screaming for a change of shape, and the biggest takeaway I had from midweek was that there's no identity around this squad. Marco Rose has not found a shape to suit this personnel. Thinking back to last year when Edin Terzic just surprised everyone and went with that 4-3-2-1, the identity occurred right there around Dortmund, and Marco Rose kind of went with this 4-2-3-1, a 4-3-3, his 4-1-2-1-2, none of which has really molded this team. But everyone, including myself, has kind of said, what about that 3-4-2-1? It fits the personnel for so many different reasons with the amount of attacking midfielders we have, the lack of wingers, Hazard's versatility to play wing back, and our center backs, and it kind of fit today, and that's what we did. And the first takeaway is going to be the formation in trying out this 3-4-2-1, because I thought, and I know it's against Arminia Bielefeld, so we have to take everything with a grain of salt. However, I do think that this system really suited the personnel today. I thought you saw some individual performances that the players felt comfortable in the ball. They had an identity, they had a game plan, they created chances, they scored 3 goals, and they defended quite well. So Marco Rose, I'm not saying this is the absolute formation we have to play in each and every game, because I think it will depend on the certain situations, but in my eyes, I think this is a system that Marco Rose should feel comfortable implementing. It's one he's comfortable doing, and he used it at Gladbach quite a bit. It's a formation that we've used under Lucien Favre, so some of these players are familiar with it. And when Guerrero's back, you'll get the best out of him. Hazard could be that blessing in disguise at right wing back if he switches over that way. There's a lot of really good things to take away, especially those duo up front in the 2 floating cams. My second takeaway, guys, we're going to take a look at Marius Wolf. We're going to take a look at Marius Wolf because he's a player for that right back / right wing back position that I think a lot of players were kind of up in the air to potentially take, whether it's Meunier or it could be maybe Hazard. I mean, Paslak's in there, and it kind of didn't really know which way it was going to go. And I know Hazard played at left wing back today because that's where he played for Belgium, and we didn't have Guerrero there, but he will be battling with Marius Wolf, and I think when Meunier comes back, that position is completely up for grabs, and in my eyes today, Marius Wolf played that position and played it very well. I thought he had a really good, well-rounded game. The amount of overlapping runs he had, his backtracking, he was just flying up and down the pitch. He seemed very suitable for that system, and he played it last year with Cologne. That's primarily where he played, and he did it to succession. So if he's going to potentially push for a starting position, that's fantastic, but if not, at least it's depth that we can use, because he didn't look out of sorts at all. He looked like a player who's been playing for Dortmund and playing week in, week out, and he had a great match today, and I think he had good chemistry with Brandt. There was a little duo I was eyeing up today, that those little overlapping runs, sending him through a lot of good opportunities and backtracking and defending well, and I was really pleased with Marius Wolf, and it was good to see him get an opportunity and not only get it, but take it and have a really good game. My third takeaway, guys, is going to be the mentality check, and it's something we have to mention because, let's be honest, we got pummeled midweek. We got pummeled against the Ajax side, and I wanted to see what Marco Rose was going to do, and I mentioned the identity, but I also want to mention the mentality. And the mentality for me today was kind of steamrolled and brought out to life by Emre Can. I thought Emre Can was the pinnacle player in this midfield. I thought he had a really good game. He's the one who stood up and took that penalty to perfection, I may add. And everyone just kind of seemed to have a bounce back, and they were playing as a team, they were playing together, and it's not easy going and getting a heavy 4-0 defeat and being lucky to walk away with a 4-0 defeat, and then coming back midweek knowing that you need to win, you need to continue this form and challenge with Bayern, and they did just that. And the mentality of everyone today, playing as a team, playing under hopefully this new identity under Marco Rose, it was really refreshing and really positive to see this bounce back, because it's not always easy to do. It's easy to get down on yourself after being humiliated. But I mean, going to Arminia is not an easy place to go, and we've now won 3 in the bounce straight against Arminia, which is great to see. And the mentality of Emre Can was really impressive today, knowing that he'll have to step up when Witsel starts to slow down a little bit alongside Bellingham, who, by the way, scored an absolutely beautiful goal today. My fourth takeaway, guys, is going to be the front 3. Now, Mullen created a penalty, so I mean, it's in my eyes, it's pretty much as good as scoring a goal. I know he didn't score his goal, and he still has not scored a Bundesliga goal this season, which is a big concern. But I thought he worked well with Marco Reus and Brandt. I thought Brandt and Reus had a nice little duo together as floating cams. I thought Brandt was very lively, always wanting the ball, always dropping deep for it. The little 1-2s between Brandt and Reus were really nice, and then they had ongoing runs every chance they got from Daniel Mullen, and there's something there. And the big thing is that this has to be the trio going forward, especially with Haaland being out till December, which could very well ruin any chance we have to competing for the title. But if we are going to stand a chance to compete until Haaland comes back, this trio has to get it together. And like I said, I mean, in my eyes, Mullen pretty much got a goal tonight leading to that penalty, but those three looked very good together, and hopefully they can carry it out and create that chemistry, because you can only really find that trio of two floating cams and a striker when you play that 4-3-2-1, our Christmas tree, or this 3-4-2-1. I think it's plays to our strength. I think Gio will have an opportunity to come in there as well, and I liked a lot of what I saw. And my fifth and final takeaway, to kind of bring us back down to earth, it was a good performance. We didn't keep a clean sheet. I don't know if it's a mentality thing, because I do think we defended quite well. I thought with that back three, if you're in the watch along, you know how much I stated it. Hummels has to play in the middle. He 1000% does. Prongicic is comfortable on the outside right. He's got that speed. He's not very good with the ball at his feet, and we saw that almost turning into a goal. He has to play on the outside right. Akanji has and can play on the outside left. You have two speed defenders that are not the best with the ball, but are decent with the ball enough to be able to play there. And then you have Hummels playing through the middle, who complements his very slow pace, and also complements the fact that he's very good on the ball, good at passing, and is comfortable with it. That is how it has to play. I cannot understand why Hummels is pushed out where he's going to be exploited with weak pace. And on top of the fact that, in my eyes, the goal got conceded because Hummels was pushed out to the other position. He got done pretty easily, and he created a penalty. Now, I do still think that they all had a decent game today, but for me, I cannot stress enough how confused I am how Hummels is not playing in the middle. I don't get it. Prongicic started in the middle, got drifted out wide. Akanji took it over, but Hummels can't play there. He simply can't. He's the one who led to the penalty, and maybe it's a mentality thing. Towards the end of the game, it just slips, and we just can't seem to hold a clean sheet. It's not the biggest deal. We went 85 minutes with a good performance and still got the 3 points, 1-3-1. It's totally fine, but at some point we are going to need to figure out a way to keep the clean sheet. And I like this system. The only thing I would change is make sure Hummels plays in the middle, because for me, I don't get it. But guys, those are my 5 takeaways. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys are excited that we're back to winning ways. Let me know if you agree with my 5 takeaways or any takeaway that you had from the match. And if you guys are new around here, be sure to drop a like on the episode, drop a sub as well. Let's get to 6K, and we'll see you guys next time. Cheers, friends.